الله الرحمن الرحيم سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Inshallah, today we are going to take lesson 18b. Lesson 18b. It's regarding the deserving recipients of the khums and its distribution. So yesterday we spoke about deserving recipients of the khums and its distribution. Let's see, ruling number 1253. Before this, let me remind you of last session. Our last session was that khums becomes obligatory the moment you get the income. Okay, the moment you get the income, khums becomes obligatory on the income. However, the Islamic system, legislative system, the religious authority allows you to delay fulfilling that obligation and allows you to use in your necessities of living. Like, remember, necessities of living, that means what you need, your needs, your living expenses. Now these necessities, as we mentioned, that according to your status, according to your so you don't have to be stingy, you can't be extravagant, so you take a moderate path, because that moderate path is exempt from khums. You eat moderate, you live moderate, your house is moderate, your car is moderate, everything is in moderation. So that moderated part is exempt from khums. So exempt from khums, what does that mean? That means the khums is wajib. You got 1,000 euros in the beginning of the year. Now this 1,000 euros need to be khums, but the religious authority says no, you can wait until the end of the year and you can use from 1,000 euro the expenses which you need for your life, the necessities and the needs of your life. So you used in January, February, March until the month of December last day, or whenever your khums date comes, khums payday, you found that you had only 50 euros. That's fine, pay the khums of 50 euro. You see, so what does that mean? That means when a person dies, the khums becomes onset. Then that wait until we're not going to wait until the payday of khums payday of the mayyat, of the deceased person. No, everything becomes onset. Like any loans and any debts of the deceased person becomes onset. You have to pay off the debt of the loan, even if the loans are like for 2-3 years. You have to pay off the debt immediately from the assets which are left by the mayyat. Okay, so here إذا مات صاحب الربح في أثناء السنة فالمستثنى هو المؤونة حين الموت فقط. If a person who had this income 1,000 euro and his payday was at the end of December, okay, for example, he died in June. So we say expenses until June were exempt. Whatever is remaining from that 1,000 euro, we need to pay the khums of it. Okay. إذا مات صاحب الربح, if an owner of the wealth dies during the year, then the exempted part is only the living expenses until the death only. He says فقط. Ruling number 1254. إذا علم الوارث أن مورثه لم يؤدي خمس ما تركه وجب عليه أداء. If the inheritors knows that, for example, our dad, our mom, somebody, our brother, whomsoever, if the inheritor knows that the deceased has not paid the khums was obligated and he has not paid, okay, then they have to make sure that they pay the khums of the deceased. وإذا علم أنه أتلف مالا له قد تعلق به خمس وجب إخراج خمسه من أصل تركته كغير من الديون. So now the question comes, should we pay the khums from the initial capital which is left by the mayyat, or after distributing and after securing is 1/3? So as you all know, that if a person dies, he can only get 1/3. 2/3, the Quran distributes it to his family or her family. 2/3, the mayyat doesn't. See, now you earned all this wealth, you don't have the right on the 2/3 of it. Only 1/3 you have the right to distribute, to give to your wife, to give to your daughter, to give to anybody, charity here and there. So 1/3 only is going to be the share of the mayyat. 2/3, the religious authority takes over. So now, if the inheritors know, or if it's known that he had deteriorated a wealth, like let's say 1,000 euros, you're supposed to pay the khums of it. He did not pay the khums of it. And this 1,000 perished or stolen or used it or somehow it's gone. So what happens? Remember, when something becomes perished, which has khums in our previous rulings, it converts into, becomes a debt on your shoulder. It becomes a debt. So debts are paid from the initial capital left by the mayyat, left by the deceased. Initial wealth left by the mayyat before distribution, because this is like debt. So take out his debt, and this something loan was on his shoulder, we need to pay off on behalf of the mayyat, behalf of the deceased, from his inheritance, from the money he left. So this is this bullet. Now the last bullet in the slide. نعم إذا كان المورث ممن لا يعتقد الخمس أو ممن لا يعطيه ولم يوصي بأدائه من تركته كان الخمس محللا للوارث المؤمن في كلتا الصورتين. Let's say if someone who was not a believer in the khums, okay, he was not a believer in the khums, or no, he was a believer but he was a disobedient. So ممن لا يعتقد, does not believe in the khums, أو ممن لا يعطيه, he believes but does not pay the khums, disobedient. And then he did not also make a bequest. Guys, I have khums on my shoulder, okay, but that's it. He did not allocate an amount from his wealth. So what should the inheritance do? The inheritance can take the khums. كان الخمس محللا للوارث. If the inheritor is a believer, the recipient, okay, then khums is halal for them. Khums is halal for them. Why? Because of the narration says, whatever comes to us as followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, and it has khums in it, our imams, they made it halal to use that thing. Let's say this phone had khums in it. Somebody gave it gift to me. Now khums, there's 12 imams share in it, 12 imams haqq in it. So our imams, they said, whatever comes to you guys like that, it is halal. We have made it halal for you guys. They will not hold us accountable in that case. So if anything comes to me, the second person was supposed to pay the khums of it, he did not pay. Now I received the item, khums says, I'm not responsible to pay his khums. For me, it's a new possession for me. I got a gift. The guy did not pay the khums. So the khums will be transferred on my shoulder? No. the khums will be inside the object, it will be on his shoulder. So don't I have to pay the khums of it? No, because it is halal for me. Our imams, they gave us permission. If you are a believer, followers of imam, they have given you the permission to use the khums if it comes to you in an object and you are not responsible for it. So now there's a moral point here. So he says that if the person did not believe in the khums, he did not give khums, and he did not make wasiyat to pay the khums on his behalf from his inheritance, so you can, it's halal. Kan al khums muhallalan. So inheritor can have the khums. So like can use it because they are not responsible. If he was a believer, if he was a non-believer, believers will be followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. So if he was a non-believer, then the hadith does not include the non-believers because they don't believe in the khums basically the way we believe. So that's why for us we believe in the khums. We believe if there is khums in this phone and for somebody and I have been given the phone and he did not pay the khums, I believe the 12th Imam's haqq is this. So I believe as a believer in 12th Imam Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif, and a believer that khums is not permissible for me to use. I need to have some kind of solution. So our A'immas, they said, we forgive our Shias whatever has come to them accidentally or in a different context of the hadith, khums, whatever they have received from the khums. So this is the hadith is looking at these kind of scenarios. Not like, oh, our Imam says khums is forgiven on us. Okay, khums is forgiven on us. The Sunni brothers, they don't pay khums. The non-Muslim, so then why was the khums ruling there? Doesn't make any sense. You see, it is not, it's absurd. It's totally absurd. So now what will happen? No, you have to pay the khums, whatever is obligated on you. But if you receive something which has khums in it, you were not responsible for it. So can you use it or not? Because I don't want to use this telephone which could be ghasbi, which could be usurped. There's a haqq of 12th Imam in it. I can't use it. But these cases, 12th Imam has given us permission. Our Imams, they have given us permission that we can use these things. So we have the permission of the 12th Imam. Khums is inside it. That's fine. The 12th Imam has given us the permission to use it. Okay. So now this is, so let's say your father did not pay the khums. You received the inheritance. He was not from those who are paying khums. He did not believe in the khums. So now you received the money. And the money has khums in it. He did not pay. So is it wajib on you? He says no. If you're a believer, it is halal because 12th Imam's money has come into you. However, morally, your father did a lot for you. Just get his khums out, let it be relieved. So if you don't pay the khums, you will not be tortured in the grave or on the day of judgment punished. No, because it was not your responsibility, it was your father's. So your father will be tortured and punished. For that reason, relieve him. He has a lot of favors upon you. Relieve him from his responsibility. Pay the khums on his behalf. You see? So in both cases, he says that if you receive something from a person who does not believe in the khums or who has not paid the khums from his wealth, so it comes to you in both cases. If you are a mu'min, then it is halal for you. Ruling number 1255. إذا اعتقد أنه ربح. A guy thought أنه ربح فدفع الخمس. He gave the khums. فتبين عدمه. It came out to be that there was no khums obligated on him. Okay. أنه لم يكن خمس في ماله. He was not supposed to pay khums. Like those loan issues nowadays. Because loan is exempt. You paid the khums. Okay. Oh, I have 50,000 euro loan. 50,000 euro was mine. I paid the khums of it. 10,000 euro. And I don't have any other income, any other source except that. So here we said you're not supposed to pay khums because it's not wajib on you. So now you paid the khums. So what should I do? He said, you can get it back. Okay, get it back. يجوز له أن يرجع به على المعطي معطى له. You gave it to Sayyidi Sistani, go to Sayyidi Sistani. Tell him, Sayyidina, I accidentally paid you 10,000 euro. Okay, or you gave 5,000 to Sayyidi Sistani, 5,000 you gave to a Sayyid poor from Sada. So you can go to the Sayyid and tell me, I accidentally gave you 5,000. He said, but I use it, it's finished, I paid my rent. So once it's used, you cannot get it back. So he says, مع بقاء عينه, if the money was there, but if the money was used, if Sayyidi Sistani used it in a project, he gave to the orphanage, he gave to the house of students, he gave to needy people. So then you cannot get it back. Why? Because it's no more remaining. But I paid extra. Yes. So remember, we said that khums becomes obligated from the beginning. From the beginning, that the Islamic legislative system gives you a chance to pay at the end. So if you have paid accidentally in the beginning, and it came to be that you are not supposed to pay, doesn't matter, because the wajib was fixed on the khums the moment you got the money. But what happened? You accidentally paid the wajib. You paid the wajib. So you don't have to, if it's gone, gone. If you can get it back, get it back. You can, you have the right. But if it is gone, it's consumed, it's perished. وكذا مع تلفها إذا كان عالما بالحال. Now, so he says there is a case that if it was perished and if the recipient was aware, okay, the recipient knew that, and this pronoun could go to the recipient and could go to the payer. There's a problem with some of the pronouns here. إذا اعتقد أنه ربح فدفع الخمس. So all the talk is about the payer, the donor, the person who khums payer. فتبين عدم انكشف أنه إن لم يكن appeared to him خمس في ماله فيجوز أن يرجع به على المعطى له. It is permissible for him to go back and return it from the recipient. مع بقاء عينه, as long as the object is there, not perished or not consumed, not deteriorated. He says even with this deterioration, as long as he was aware. Now this aware, he was aware, the recipient was aware that khums is not wajib on you, and he took it. So but in that case, okay, you knew that khums is not wajib on me. Why did you take it? Now if it was recipient, we can understand. Like, how can recipient know? A maulana, he has the permission to take the khums. He took the khums from you. He knew that it is not wajib on you to pay khums, but he took it anyways. So here we will tell the maulana, you knew, so please give it back. This is if the إذا كان هو, if the pronoun of subject is referring to the recipient, the maulana who took the money, or no, to the giver. I knew that I don't have to pay the khums and I paid. So in this case, the khums amount has been perished, you cannot get it back. So both make sense, because I knew I shouldn't have taken khums from you, I took. And then you realize, you came back to me, didn't you have this? Yes, I have. Why did you take the khums from me? Okay, take this khums back. Or the giver himself, the giver knew that he's not obligated to pay khums, and he paid, and it got perished. We say you cannot get it back because you knew that you are not supposed to. Why did you give the khums then? Okay, so if he refers to who, it could be to the recipient, it could be the giver. Both are acceptable. Both are acceptable. Aware about that the khums is not obligated and he paid the extra. So this is if the case was what? That he thought that he had gained income or profits. Let's see the next bullet. وَأَمَّا إِذَا رَبِحَ في أول السنة فدفع الخمس باعتقاد عدم حصول المؤونة. Now this is a different scenario. There he did not think that khums is wajib on him, on the wealth. Here, no, he knows khums is wajib, but he believes that I don't have any extra living expenses. So my living expenses for the whole year will be 100 euro. So let me pay 900 euros khums. Remember a 1,000 euro example? So he has 1,000 euro. And he knows that he's not going to use more than 100 euro entire year. So we will tell him, then pay the khums of 900, pay the khums of 900 euro. Or he paid the khums of 900 euro. وَأَمَّا إِذَا رَبِحَ فِي أَوَّلِ السَّنَةِ, he got the income. In the what? He gained profit in the beginning of the year. Thus he paid the khums of it in advance. We said you can pay because the khums becomes obligated on the money immediately, instantly, the moment you get the income. Thinking that there would be no extra living expenses in the remaining of the year. However, he realized that the profit was not sufficient due to the emergence of unexpected living expenses. Then it would not be permissible for him to return it from the recipient. So this which case? The case where he knew that there's not going to be extra living expenses. So he did some calculation. In this case, you cannot take it back from the one, even if it was not perished or deteriorated. Okay? It would not be permissible for him to return it from the recipient, even if the object was still remaining with him, with the recipient, let alone if it got deteriorated. So if it is deteriorated, even in the previous case, there is a scenario you can't get it back unless if you knew. Here, so first scenario and two, what is the difference between these two scenarios? Number one scenario, he earned, and it appeared to him, he earned income, appeared to him that khums is not obligated to him. I'm sorry, khums is obligated to him. He paid the khums. Later on, he found out, no, I miscalculated. Khums was not obligated on me. So what will happen? We say, you can go and get it back from the marja or from the scholar you gave. You have the right to get it back. However, if it was perished, you can't get it back. If it was consumed, finished, it's not available, you can get it back. You cannot get it back. Unless if there was a knowledge, if he knew, okay, if there was a knowledge that I'm not obligated to pay khums and I paid. Well, you knew. So why are you now asking the guy to give you your money back, especially after deterioration? If it's not deteriorated, you can get it back. But after deterioration, you cannot get it back unless if you had the knowledge or he had the knowledge. And the second scenario, no. He, in the beginning of the year, he got the income. And he knew his pattern of spending. He knew that I'm only going to use 20 euros the whole year from this 1,000. Or let's say 100 euro. So now in this case, the second scenario tells me that you cannot get it back. Why? Because you calculated and this was given as an extra over the living expenses. Because you know that I don't have any living expenses more than 100 euro. So 900 euro were all extra. فتبين عدم كفاية الربح لتجدد منه. But what happened? Once he came close to the end of the year, he falls short. He falls short. It appeared to him that he doesn't have enough. Had he not paid the khums, it would have been enough. Okay? But he paid the khums. Now he has more expenses. So how can he cover those expenses? Should he get it back? He says, no, you cannot get it back. Previously you allowed. Yeah, but that was the khums given from earning, and later on miscalculation. Here, no. You thought that it is your living expenses are enough, and you calculated your living expenses, and later on it came out to be that you got more expenses. Okay, unexpected expenses came. فتبين عدم كفاية الربح. The one which you had thought like 1,000 euro, you gave 800, you gave 200 euro, 800 euros were left. So these 800 euros, you are going to pay the khums of it. Now, later on, it appeared that no, I don't have enough. Unexpected things came up. So this is the key difference. Here, unexpected things, expenses came. There, no, there was a miscalculations. In the first bullet, miscalculation. Second bullet, unexpected things came. لتجدد مؤونة. لم تكن محتسبة. Unexpected living expenses. 1 to 5 6. الخمس بجميع أقسامه وإن كان يتعلق بالعين إن المالك يتغير بين. So here you see this instance that khums, even though it becomes obligated on an object, khums is in the object and it is spread all over. So khums and zakat, there is a difference between khums and zakat. We are going to talk about it. Khums is musha', spread over. Like every molecule of this phone, 20% of it is khums. That means I can't use it. At the end of the year, I can't use my phone. Let's say it was a new phone and I did not use it, so now khums, I have to pay the khums of it. So now every single molecule in this phone has khums in it. So what, I can't use it. I have to stop everything until I get permission from religious authority or his representative. Please give me some time to pay the khums. So what happens? The religious authority or his representative converts the khums to a debt. Okay, we have converted khums on your debt, on your shoulder. We have given you permission. Do your accounting without negligence, without delays, without carelessness, and then pay the khums of it. So now I can use the phone because I got permission to use the phone while I'm doing my accounting. So it's very important. Many they don't do it. Okay, so khums is mushar. I can't take out, I can't say this area, like yesterday's book. I can't say this area I can't use. This area 80% I can use. No, whole thing. But zakat is not musha. Zakat, you can consider a portion. Like zakat al-fitra, we isolate zakat al-fitra on the night of Eid from our wealth. So we're able to isolate. Khums you cannot isolate. You have to get it out. If you want to isolate and keep it, you need the permission of the marja in it. So here he says, when the date comes, you have an option either to pay the khums of the object itself, which I can't cut it off, or an amount in substitute. Remember? And how much this substitute be? Quarter, not 20%, 25%, not 1/5, 1/4. Unless if you are paying your khums of this phone from khums paid amount, or this phone got deteriorated and lost, God forbid. So then the khums came out of this and jumped on your shoulder, became debt, like we mentioned in one of the slides. We are going to mention again. Or the third case, you collect this phone with your wealth with you, all of them together, and pay the khums of total. So then you don't have to pay the quarter. So you have the right. Daf' al-ain, the object itself. Like how can we picture objects? In rice, lentil. Those days, they used to bring the khums of rice, khums of lentil, khums of anything which is dough, anything which is raw or uncooked, they would measure it 20% of whatever they had, and they would pay the khums of it. يتخير, the mukallaf has an option to either pay from the object itself or to pay from its value, the money. ولا يجوز له التصرف في العين. Once the year ends, you cannot use it because there is khums in it. You'll be usurper. Then until you get the khums out of the telephone, you cannot use the telephone. بعد قبل أدائه, before you pay the khums, you cannot use it. بل لا يجوز له التصرف في بعضها. Even partial use you cannot do. Even partially you cannot use it. وإن كان مقدار الخمس باقيا في البقية. So let's say I'm using rice case. I'm not using the whole rice. I'm using 40% of the rice. That means khums is 20%. So I'm using just 40% of the rice. So 60% remaining of the rice has the 20%. Has the 20% which I need to get it out. Khums. So you got it? So at the end of the year, when you are going to get so you have either pay the money of the rice or no, just pay the rice. So when you pay the rice, okay, until you pay the rice, khums, you cannot use the rice. That rice remaining. So, okay, I'm going to use only like 30 kgs. It's 50 kgs. So 10 kgs is the khums only. So I'm leaving 20 kgs, not using. No, it's musha'. It's spread all over. Every single piece of rice has khums in it. It's not like zakat. Zakat you can take out, isolated. Khums you cannot. Khums is musha'. In every components of the object, you have to get that out or take a permission of marja to delay it, so it becomes a debt on your shoulder. وإذا ضمنه في ذمته بالمداورة مع الحاكم الشرعي صح ويسقط الحق من العين فيجوز التصرف. This is what we said. If you make an agreement with a religious authority, Sayyidina, I have this much to pay, give me permission to delay or to do my accounting properly or to, so once Sayyid Sistani says, yes, I've given you, most of the cases he does, he's given you the permission, now you have the permission from your religious authority, okay, to calculate, account, as long as they say that you are not negligence. Okay, so what will happen here? You are going to pay the khums later on in installment. Then you don't have to pay the 25%. You pay only 20% because the marja has taken the responsibility. He said, don't worry, I've taken the responsibility. You can use your wealth, which has khums in it, and later on pay it to me. Later on pay it to me. وَإِذَا ضَمِنَهُ, and if he can guarantees that whatever is his shoulder through that, whatever is responsible to pay through the communication or the reconciliation or negotiation with the religious authority, it would be correct. Therefore, thus at that point, سقط الحق من العين. So object, the right will fall down from it. So that means we now, the object has no khums. Khums has been shifted out of them. What about the partnership? It's easy ruling. Let's say I have a business and I have a partner who does not pay khums. So what will happen here? Do I have to pay the khums of both? He says no. He says لا بأس بشركة المؤمن مع من لا يخمس إما لاعتقاده. There is no problem in doing business, okay? In doing business with a non-Shia. There's no problem for a believer Shia to have a partnership business and for a partnership in the business, for example, with someone who does not pay the khums. Someone doesn't pay the khums. Due to his belief, he's not a Muslim, he's not a Shia. He doesn't believe the way we believe. So that is something. إما لاعتقاده لتقصير أو قصور. And this belief of his could be intentional due to the unintentional ignorance. Intentional ignorance, that means he did not try to seek out. أو قصور, unintentional awareness. So he did not know about it, never came in his mind. The intentional, it came in his mind, but he never clarified, never seek clarification. So about Khums not being obligated, or due to his disobedience and negligence in religious affairs. Thus, the burden of his partner would not be upon his shoulder. Hence, it would be sufficient for him to pay the khums of his share of the profits. Got it? So what will I do? My partner is not paying the khums, is not a believer in the khums. You don't worry about him. Okay, his negligence, you just pay your share of the khums. So let's say you had a 40%, 50, 40, 60% partnership. At the end of the year, the company got net income of 1,000 kroner. So 600 will be yours according to your share. 400 will be for your partner. 600 this you need to pay the khums of it. 400 your partner. Ruling number 1258. لا يجوز التصرف في العين بعد انتهاء السنة قبل دفع الخمس. Same thing. Remember, khums is mushar. Once khums becomes obligated on an object, you can't cut a 20% of it. You can't, like that $100 or €100. Now you have to pay the khums of it. So every single penny has the khums in it. So by taking €20 out, €80, you have not paid the khums. Until those €20 don't go to the hand of the marja or his representative, those €80 you cannot use it. So to use those €80, you need to have the permission of Sayyidi Sistani, because you isolated 20. So the khums is spread all over. It's mushah in every single. So by your isolation, the khums does not become isolated. Like zakat al-fitra, yes, but zakat al-fitra has different rules. Zakat has different rules. Here it's mushah. So in every single penny, unless a marja gives you permission to isolate and pay later, you cannot use those €80. You cannot use it. It's mushah, because it's your isolating does not make the khums isolated. So let's say لا يجوز الاتجار. It is not permissible to use an item on which khums has been obligated at the end of the year before paying the khums of it. If a person purchases an item on credit and made the payment with an item not khums, then the sale would be valid. However, he must pay the khums of that item, because once you sold it, you perished it. It disappeared it from your life. So once it disappears, it shifts the khums on your shoulder. So now the khums is on your shoulder. It's on your responsibility. It has become a debt on your shoulder. However, he must pay the khums of that item. Though you sold the item, but the khums is like that mercury whips slipped into your responsibility from that item. So even if it was from some other money. ولو تصرف فيها بالاتجار فإن كان. So he used it for business. Okay? He uses for business. فإن كان الاتجار بما في الذمة, and if the business was a credit business, that means you're going to pay later. وكان الوفاء بالعين غير المخمسة. So I purchased something, a phone, and I had this €100 which I had to pay the khums of it. I gave the whole €100 and I got the phone. So I committed a sin. It was intentional. وإن كان الاتجار. So صحت المعاملة. Okay, you got the phone, you got the money. However, you have to pay the khums of that even from other object. So as the khums got transmitted into your phone, you gave money, the khums has come inside this. You purchase an item with money, khums was obligated in it. 100 euro you paid, you got this phone. So khums got transmitted on your shoulder in this phone. Okay, so now this phone has your khums in it. It got shifted from that money you paid. So he says the transaction would be correct, be valid. The sale would be valid. However, he must pay the khums of that item, even if it was from some other money. So if your item is not khumsable, you cannot cut 20% of it, then from other money. And other money rulings come 25% or 20. Go and review my previous session. وإن كان الاتجار بعين ما في الخمس صحت المعاملة أيضا إذا كان طرفها مؤمن. Now here that was money. Okay, that was money. Now I have an object that was in money. تصرف فيها. تصرف شنو؟ بالعين بالاتجار. كان الاتجار بما في الذمة. So that sale was on credit, and I paid my credit with the money which the khums was on it. Here the item I have has khums in it. So what is the difference? Let me explain this difference. So we have two scenarios. I have $100 bill or 100 euro. At the end of the year, khums is in it. I buy a cell phone for it. So khums transfers to my responsibility, not in the 100, because the 100 euro got perished. I don't have it anymore. I got a phone. So the phone has khums in it, which is transferred to my responsibility. Other scenario is, no, I purchased a phone. I purchased a phone and 1 year passed on it and I did not use it. So now the khums is in the phone. Khums is in the object. That one, khums was on the money. That money I purchased. Here, no, my money was halal. I purchased from my monthly income, which was not unpaid because I was exempt until end of the year. So I purchased phone because I need a phone. So I purchased the phone and the phone was not needed anymore. In that case, what will happen? That I will have to pay, the khums will become on that money. First scenario is money saved, khums is on it, I will purchase phone. So the khums will be on my shoulder. Khums will be shifted on my shoulder. That means the phone's value has the khums in it. The other scenario is no. The phone itself has a khums in it. How? I purchased phone from my income. Then at the end of the year, I did not use it. Until the whole year, I did not use it. So now I have to pay the khums of the phone. There it was the khums of the money. Here it is the khums of the phone itself. So he says, وَإِنْ كَانَ الْإِتِّجَارُ بِعَيْنْ مَا فِي الْخُمْسِ. So that was on credit. Now I'm buying, I'm selling the item which has khums in it. So on the buyer is a mu'min, believer. Remember the believers, there's a sensitivity in purchasing item which has khums in it, which is the property of the 12th Imam. So for a Shia, it is a very complicated issue. So if it was Shia, then it says it's okay. That trade transaction is okay. The phone became the property of that Shia. And you don't need to consult the religious authority for that. However, the khums becomes shifted to its substitute. Okay, so what is the substitute? Such as ولكن ينتقل الخمس حينئذ إلى البدل. So now the phone is not here, the phone is gone. So that person has received the phone which had khums in it. Now the khums has become obligatory on me, on my shoulder, in a substitute. So I have to get 20 euros out. كما إذا وهبها, I gifted this phone to a Shia believer. Okay, then the transaction of gift is correct. However, the khums shifted on my shoulder. From the phone, whoops, it came on my shoulder. In lump sum, he says, in general, everything, every transaction, everything, whatever item is transmitted to the ownership of a believer Shia from a person who does not pay khums of his wealth due to any of the above reasons mentioned, whether it was through a transaction or through a gift, the believer would own it. Because why? Our imams, they gave us permission. The believer would own it and can use it, and he can use it for his expenses. He can use it. That is because the imams, al peace be upon them, allowed as a favor from them to their Shias, followers, to own and use something which has khums obligated in it, and came to them khums unpaid, like so in general, again I'm repeating this, in general, in nutshell, he says, whatever a believer receives it, a Shia receives it from person who does not pay the khums of his wealth, with whatever reasons we mentioned previously, and this comes to him either via transaction or free as a gift, then the Shia believer owns it. He becomes the owner of this, that the ownership is transmitted. Therefore, he can use it. And our imams, because the imams, peace be upon them, allowed as a favor from them to their Shias, followers, to own and use something which has khums obligated in it, and came to them unkhumsed. Came to them to their ownership unkhums from someone else without any need to pay the khums of it. They said that rejoice, and the burden is on the owner. The burden is on the person who did not pay. You don't have the burden, you rejoice it. Similarly, it is permissible for a believer to use their wealth if they make it available for him to use, for anyone else to use. Okay, so if somebody has something, he told me, you can use my cell phone, so can I use it? This guy does not pay khums. That's fine. Our imams, they gave permissibility. But there's khums in his phone. How can I use his khums? وَكَذَلِكَ يَجُوزُ التَّصَرُّفُ لِلْمُؤْمِنِ فِي أَمْوَالِ هَؤُلَاءِ. Similarly, a believer can use the wealth of these people who are not paying khums. We mentioned previously, هَؤُلَاء فِيمَا إِذَا أَبَاحُوهَا لَهُمْ, as long as they allow you to use it. دُونَ تَمْلِيك, without transmitting the ownership. In all these, this is what was said in the hadith, al-muhanna lil-mu'min. So basically, rejoices to the mu'min, wal-wizru ala mani' al-khums, and the burden is on the person who has abstained from paying khums, إِذَا كَانَ مُقَصِّرًا, if he was intentionally, if he had not paid the khums. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين صلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين. صلي على محمد وآل محمد اللهم